On the personal level, one cannot harbor any hostility against a people per se or as such. No? But I must confess that I harbor very strong hostility towards the foreign policy of the United States government. And I think that the American people at large, American public opinion, the opinion of the average American, must be educated, must be informed about the real character of the foreign policy of the government. Because it is a foreign policy that is completely at odds with the country's commitment to democratic and fair dealing. And I know that a lot of people in the United States are simply uninformed about the mechanics of American foreign policy. All they know is that they're being slapped all over the place. I remember a friend of mine said, he was a middle-class American, very provincial in outlook. And I remember he's asking me, he said, Ding, why is it that we have been donating to peoples outside the United States, to the third world, and all we get are insults? And so I had to explain the character of American foreign policy. I said it is not anywhere the altruistic policy that the American people themselves have been made to believe. There's a very cold-blooded ruthlessness about this American foreign policy, and it's a policy dictated primarily by the interest of multinational corporations in the third world. I get letters from classmates at Harvard who ask me, what is happening? Why is there a tide of anti-Americanism in the Philippines? And so I have to I explain. I said, the foreign policy of your government is something so mysterious to its own people. And I said, if you want to know what is going on in the Philippines, you must go back to 1898, because that was how American foreign policy in the Far East originated. And it originated with the most and under the most sordid of reasons and motivations. The records in the US Congress will attest that the Philippines was annexed and colonized there by the United States, primarily for commercial reasons, primarily for reasons which suited and which were dictated by the interest of international commerce. And over the years, this aspect of American foreign policy has been completely concealed, even by American media. But this is something that cannot be concealed indefinitely, because the Philippines, under American foreign policy, has expanded as a nation, as I said, of 60 million people, and yet laboring under an economy that is as primitive and as archaic as its economy was during the Spanish times. So I think that this is the point that must be brought across the audience of this program. The real story of the Philippines still has to be told. And I must say, it is a story that is even more shameful than Vietnam, because this is a story that has been going on for the last 85 years. And it is a story which has been scripted by the forces of international finance, which, if I may say so, is working havoc even on the American economy.